I'm going to ask you 2 words, and you're going to tell me what comes to mind. Hubbard Hall.
It's music, plays.
Theater.
Entertainment, a pillar of the community.
It's a good place. I've been there when I was little, and that's where the music's at.
Historic place down on Main Street.
Not a clue.
School.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Hubbard Hall, awesome place.
They do musicals there, right?
I've been there once. I enjoyed the play that we saw.
Do you know that behind the Opera House that they have an arts and education center there where they teach?
Yep. Yep.
Do you know what kind of classes they teach?
No, I don't. No, I have no idea.
I love it. My kids have done all sorts of programs there, acting.
Dance, music, writing, poetry.
Oh, wow.
Something for everybody.
There's a lot happening here.
I knew that word. I knew that word. I knew that word. Gosh darn it.
It's been such a great learning opportunity for me.
However, your vote will impact not only our lives, but our children's lives for decades to come.
They're getting something very fresh.
Put a good morning in your day. Sunshine Coffee Shop, home of the bottomless cup.
You can just be who you are, and these people are the most interesting people to be.
I'll give to you alone, clear deed entitled, everything I own.
It's always been kind of like a family for me.
Every time you come here, there's something else going on.
We're way behind on the mortgage, we can't fix the tractor, we owe the vet, we can't borrow any more money.
We give people the opportunity to open doors inside themselves that they don't even realize are there.
They came to a large clearing, and here, the mist thickened into a pearly cloud, and in its heart rose the house.
It's a very small community, and what we're offering is very big.
And let you, Agamemnon, come to me on your knees, repentant. Trojan Hector will kill you all.
Once they have performed here, they want to come back. And that's a sure sign that you're doing something right.
Well, my bones are younger, they are very.
You just want to get involved. You know, there's so much going on that's fun. Why not?
We started off as a historical site. It was to start off preserving an opera building.
It began as a place where we got involved and we started volunteering and we started teaching, and then one thing led to another.
I just got started here last summer in Romeo and Juliet, and I got to know David a lot more, so he's opened these doors for me.
I moved here about 14, 15 months ago and found Hubbard Hall almost immediately.
So Hubbard Hall really, for starters, if anything, got me into acting and got me into Shakespeare, and that's I read that before bed now.
My children became involved, and then I sort of realized what a great place it was and wanted to participate.
I would have no sooner acted than I would have thought about lion taming.
We moved to Cambridge 9 years ago, specifically to take advantage of the school and Hubbard Hall.
I know that it was a factor for us when we moved here. We couldn't believe that we found this little tiny town that had such an active art scene.
As soon as you get somebody to walk in the door, they can feel that amazing energy. And it's not just the theater, of course.
It just kind of draws people in. You've got quilters and dancers and musicians and artists and actors. And they all come out of the community and do this stuff here.
The idea that anybody could walk in here and say, I want to learn how to paint. And I'm 85 years old and I want to learn how to paint. I want to write a play. I've never written a play and I want to do that. That we can meet that we can actually facilitate that is pretty amazing.
It's a place where they can come together to learn new skills or to follow their passions and to share their art with other people.
I'm here at 8 o'clock in the morning for Tai Chi.
So I just started this year taking ballet.
I'm going to do musical theater.
Audrey's now not just taking a dance class, she's involved in some of the productions which take a lot of time and effort to produce and put together.
One of the ways where we inspire community to happen is that in people taking risks here, and jumping off cliffs or taking risks and jumping into things that they may not be sure they can do, and having a group dynamic that supports that and says that's what we're about. And the fact that you get to do that and the group lets you do that and supports you in doing that makes the group stronger, because the group then knows we can all sort of take those jumps and the rest of us will catch us, you know, that it's a safe space.
What do you like best about Hubbard Hall?
The community. If my parents aren't there, it feels like I still have parents.
The nice thing I think about Hubbard Hall is it does offer a safe place to do some of these things and to interact with people who are not of her same age and of different backgrounds and different interests.
The people at Hubbard Hall really are very welcoming.
How many shows have you done so far?
I've done, I don't know, 12, 13, 14, something in that range.
My name is Otha Day, and I am a drum circle facilitator.
I'm so sorry, this is so cool. It sounds so cool.
Hubbard Hall is so beautiful in the way they bring people together from all walks of life and make it so that people feel part of the activity that's going on. I just bring people together in a circle and help them look at each other, connect to each other, realize that we all have a heartbeat, our heartbeats are connected. And I facilitate their playing together. I facilitate them feeling at ease with their bodies and at ease with the rhythm coming out of their bodies.
Your turn.
That's my purpose, to help the adults find the kid in them and help the kids connect with the maturity in them. And also, in addition to that maturity, to make sure that they're responding to the joy that they have so easily.
It's really important for kids to feel connected to the hall, and that doesn't necessarily require them to walk in this space. It can be connected to me, connected to the people of the hall.
I invited him to do a series of workshops in my classroom, starting with kind of background about Shakespeare.
Part of my mission of going into schools is I think I can help them actually feel at ease with it and feel connected to it.
He came in one day and just kind of helped them work through, okay, so now you're on the stage with your script and your lines. How are you going to bring that to life?
The more they feel not only less afraid of Shakespeare and feeling like Shakespeare is kind of cool and it can be fun and it can be okay, but also feeling more about themselves. I'm smart. I have the ability to engage in this. I actually have the ability to take this on.
If they hadn't, done those types of things, they wouldn't really understand.
We have to decide as a society what we want to be and what kind of kids we want to grow up. And that I believe, and I think we all know nowadays, that the world is interconnected, and the idea of training somebody to succeed in the world is to train them to be creative.
That made a huge difference in their final performances, because they were able to think how the audience perceives them.
It's really eye-opening because I just learned so much from them that I wouldn't be able to get from school. In an environment that is safe and it's nourishing and it's helpful.
I hope that he continues to come back and do that, and I hope that through that the kids start to see a place where they can go and act, and if they find a hidden talent or something, they can have the opportunity right next door.
We could do more for the local community, and that I think helps everybody. And the fact that you have smarter students, that you have people happier in schools, you have the school thriving, it helps the whole community to feel like we are sustainable and we are thriving and we are growing. We know from our audits that 80% of any dollar that comes in is directly in programming. So that's really great. So 80 cents of your dollar is going to go right into production, classes, classrooms, everything that we do. That 20% pays for infrastructure, pays for the heating oil, the buildings, all of that. We're stewards of the space. And funders and donors are stewards of the space. And it is that thing of if you love it and you want it to be thriving, you need to give to it. Hubbard Hall is a leader. We've been around now, 130 years, over 130 years. We have to own the fact that we have a legacy and a history, and that we are a home for a lot of people over many generations, and that we can actually own that history and lean into it and say, 130 more years.